There have been many iterations of computers in the past. Maybe badge engineering, such as the HP Compaq, or for example, maybe the from turning the Dell Latitude into an Inspiron. So these are just ways to take a computer that already exists, changing the design scheme a little, and selling it as something else. It sometimes work in some comedic way, selling more than the original version. But here's a good example of that. This is the HP Pavilion zv6000. It was pretty popular in the mid 2000s when this came out in 2005. This itself is a revision of this model over here, which is the first model, which sold very poorly. This is the HP Pavilion ZX5000, which later was rebranded as the HP Pavilion ZV5000. So these two look almost identical, as you can see. The only difference is what comes inside it. First of all, let's talk about the differences. First of all, you notice that the metallic paint scheme is slightly different from this one. This one having a more dark blue sort of feel. This one though is like a solid silver gray. Now this one is in slightly better shape than that one. This one having a very slightly wobbly thing. I think it's missing a screw, so all I gotta do is go in there and maybe tighten a screw or replace a screw. This is broken, by the way, so it's not really annoying, but it just could be better. But besides that and this, which I can fix, it's in really nice shape. Now this one doesn't work yet. I have to replace the power jack because I have to push the power adapter really hard for this thing to turn on. But this is what I need, so all I gotta do is use a soldering iron to fix this. Now here's the difference. First of all, this basically shows that you can turn on and off the trackpad, common in HP laptops from the time. This one has the same button, except it has a different texture. Up here, you can see there is a button that can turn wireless on and off. It doesn't have it here. As the Wi-Fi, I guess they thought should be on at all times. This one has 3 buttons for media. This one has 4 buttons. Oh, and I think that's where they moved the wireless bar. Never mind. Oh yeah, but I think you could tell that the activity bar over here is different than over here. Also, some other subtle differences is that in 2004, HP released the DV series, which really stepped up the game for HP. One of the changes include the caps lock having an illuminated part as well as the number lock. This one doesn't have it because this is a 2004 model. 2003 model. This one has Harman Kardon speakers. This one has Altic Lansing speakers. Both of them have ATI, but the sticker is missing here. Under the correct lighting, you can see the residue left over it. Now, as for the ports, here are the differences. I don't know what the hell would have gone here, but maybe an extra hard drive. Here is an expansion slot where you put stuff in. The one on the other one's broken, by the way, so you just have to like pull it out yourself. But this one's there nevertheless. It has 2 USB ports and then a combo DVD-ROM and compact disc. So it's kind of cheap. I don't know much of the history of this one specifically. It has the 2 headphone ports. It has USB, that one display thing, another display thing, I forget the name, and this is really stupid, I should know these things. Here you have Ethernet, S-Video. You have the universal HP charger. Oh man, poor lighting here. And then you have VGA and parallel. So those are all the ports on here. So you could tell that it's a bit different because this one, first of all, the ports here include Well, basically the same on this side, so no differences here. On the other side, however, we have some slight differences. This is a triple combo RW, CD, and DVD-ROM. This one is the same with the 2 USB. And it has the same here with the PC MCIA having a double one of two kinds, except this one comes with a remote. So yeah, that's different. Well, speaking of the remote, here's the IR reader. So, and lower the volume, increase the volume, and then mute. So that's pretty cool. Now on the back of the machine, the ports include phone, USB again, and it has VGA, no parallel. So this is kind of like a transition phase computer. And I guess they finally realized that these ones have a bad power, that these computers starting with 2001 had bad power adapters made very poorly. So they made a proprietary one, which is why these are sought after so much. So I got this from an auction on eBay. It wasn't the cheapest, but it was pretty cheap. So this one may not work, but it might work in the future, and I have to reinstall Windows. But it should be fun after that. It has the same drivers as this one, because it's literally almost the same thing. But here is the charger. I really freaking love this. It looks like a USB-C, but bigger. And I'm going to connect that right now to the machine and boot it up. I freaking love this thing, by the way. And this battery holds a charge unlike this one. So watch this. There it is. Now, one difference between this one and that one is that when I did push the power jack in the short time, I noticed that this took a lot longer to load the Windows loading screen right now. That might not have seemed like a lot to you, since Windows 10 is a lot slower than this. It's a little crazy because that one usually doesn't take as long. Also, I do also want to note that the screen is made of different materials, which is why it's kind of like a matte there, so you can't really see my reflection, while over here you can kind of see my reflection. There's my hand if you can see it, if YouTube didn't lower the quality. So here, okay, and you can see like this my shadow there. Alright. So here's Windows XP. Also, the speakers are freaking awesome on this thing. So here we are. Then again, the same sort of look as this one, which we already reviewed. And stop keeping the language bar. I don't want the language bar. I don't want the language bar. Okay, what's going on? Okay, that's enough of that. So, this one, these two are almost identical in performance, this one being slightly superior and having a more compact design. But this one, being bigger and fatter, gives you more of that that feel that you're getting a lot of performance, which is what I love about this thing. And hell yeah, does it have performance. Oh man, so for a computer from this time, this is one of the most powerful ones. And check this out, I installed a game on here. It's a fan game of a Sonic game. I don't know if I tried it on this one and during my review, but here, check this out. It didn't work on... Oh, that's loud, that's loud! Hang on, this is so loud. Man, that is so loud. I gotta lower the volume, which is what I should have done in the first place. Alright, so this thing, it's actually really good. The game loads really well. There we go. And then, so this is a fan game, but it's really good. I don't really play Sonic fan games, but there are some that are really good, such as this one, and I highly recommend it. It's available on a website called Game Jolt. It is safe, and I'm pretty sure it's really popular. Game Jolt has had a few big breaks in the past, so I'm sure you know what Game Jolt is. But that it's like it reloaded the media again. That's weird. Something that does not occur on here. But one thing to notice, comparison to that one over there, is the occasional lag that this has. Don't know what has caused it, but it does contain lag. So, as you can see, it's a little weird. But later on, though, like the lag reduces, though. So, it's definitely playable. Not just definitely playable, it's playable, alright. This thing is freaking awesome. For Windows XP computer, this is a must-get. These are kind of rare now on eBay, especially. So, if they're rare on eBay, they're rare everywhere. So, this is really cool. So, it's kind of hard playing with one hand. Usually you'd play this with two hands, but I'm holding my camera, so it's difficult. But yeah, there's occasional lag, but besides that, this should be a breeze. I mean, seriously, look at this play. You're seeing it for your own eyes, and my camera sort of reduces the frames on my video recording, so it's not exactly accurate to what you're actually getting. But once you get this computer, you'll start to realize that it could play a lot of 32-bit games from the time. Like, for example, Call of Duty, World at War, not really. But maybe it could play the older Call of Duties. See, that worked really well. And it has excellent speakers too. The speakers are way better than my Windows 10 Acer laptop, which says a lot about modern computers. But yeah, HP back then was a really good computer brand, unlike now, which is just like really bad. And this is why I keep buying old HP laptops over others. They're just not only cheap, but they're good. On ones that are not this model, there's a constant fear of the power jack breaking. And if you have the right tools and the right experience, you might be able to fix it. So, if you don't have that experience, it might not be that good for you to do. So, actually, this is not that bad of a computer. This will really make good for all sorts of tasks. And let me go save my game real quick, and I can't skip this stupid cutscene. There's one bad thing about this game. This game has stunning visuals, and it handles them really well. The shading here is not that advanced. It's 32-bit after all, but here, you'll see what I mean in a bit. So, actually plays pretty well. So, it can handle anything pretty well. And you can see the shaders really start kicking in there. Especially here where it gets like where it's like a darker area. No, it's escape, I forgot. So, that it can play that game good, which means it can play almost anything else good, because this one already has lag, and it's a pretty buffed up game. So here's PowerPoint 2007. So watch this load. So as you can tell, it loads and it works really well. It's awesome. Although you already know that. Slide on my let's see if D works. Yeah, it does. Slide on my HP Pavilion zv6000 with AMD Athlon 64. Also doesn't know what Athlon is, so what do you expect from a... Yep, so ignore all. AMD Athlon 64. So even though this is not Windows XP Professional X64, it's still really good. I don't like this. First presentation. Alright, so this computer actually handles tasks pretty well. For basic business tasks, you got it. One problem is that it tends to get a little funky with certain things like Xfinity Wi-Fi. Xfinity Wi-Fi doesn't really work on XP computers all that much. It tends to not assign them a certificate, which is extremely bad, especially for the tasks that a normal person would want to do, like watching YouTube or something like that. So that's bad. Don't get Xfinity Wi-Fi, but do get this. This can pretty much go on Verizon and everything. Let's do a new slide. So I'm going to save this right now. Just call it literally that, and then save that. Nice. And then here's Microsoft Word. Also, not to mention that PowerPoint's good for animations. I just want to keep saying that because I just love it. So here's something that. So here's Word. So that's pretty good. I'm just gonna do nothing with this. And also, not to mention that there's Microsoft Excel, which I think everyone uses, but especially for businesses. But it's pretty good. You definitely won't have Microsoft Office pre-installed, but you'll definitely have a lot of the stuff that's here that comes pre-built with Windows, which is pretty obvious. But you're probably most likely going to buy this used because one brand new from eBay cost $999. So don't do that and get a used one instead. Even though, yeah. But even brand new, if you're willing to waste that much money, well, I'd rather get that than an iPhone X. But still, definitely get this because it's a really good computer from that era. But if you're really looking for a good computer, you might want to get a Windows 10 computer, but nowadays computers suck. So don't do that. Please don't do that. So just get an old XP or 7 computer. Okay. So here, you could tell like the differences in tone here. You can't really see it too much, but they're different colors for sure. Even the HP logo, it's pitch black here, and here it's like a slight blue. I know you can't see that, but it is. So, this is the HP Pavilion zv6000, and I guess also zx5000. Here's the remote, which is freaking awesome. And yeah, this will usually come with it. People were smart enough to buy these with a remote. Some people not so much, but yeah. This needs new batteries though, but once it does, I'm sure it can do all the tasks I want it to do. Right, it needs new batteries. Alright, so this is getting a bit too lengthy. 20 minutes is way too long for a review, I think. And this one might be pretty alright, but I haven't really tested it that much since I haven't gotten the power jack replaced yet. But once I do, I think it should be fine, and it should run pretty well, and I should freaking love it. As for this one, it's awesome. Get it. But if you have the chance to find one of these for possibly cheaper, get it. This is also really good. So, the HP 2004 and /2005 laptops was an excellent era to get an HP laptop, and they were of an excellent build quality. Alright, thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, get driver CDs.